Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Saturday, March 9th, 2019. Start off today with a little bit of review. We'll do the NBA, college basketball, NHL, and then get into today's decodes. Again, uploaded the video last night for the early morning games. Hopefully you caught wind of that. Starting with yesterday's NBA games. We favored the Hornets. Their conference record made sense with a win. The Wizards' conference record and division made sense with a loss. There was one concern, though, with the Wizards. The Wizards had one thing that made sense if they won, but the riddle was definitely better for the Hornets, and the Hornets did prevail. So, tight game. The team with the better narrative did prevail in that case. Magic had a pretty good narrative yesterday to get the win. It was the 61st series game. 61's the 18th prime. Mavericks equals 61. They got their 18th win over the Mavericks at home. And then we pointed out the Mavericks could pick up their 38th loss in Florida. Florida 38. It was also noted by the caller that Florida's the 27th state. The Mavericks stayed at 27 wins, picked up the 27th away loss. So Magic had the better riddle. They got it done. Pointed out that the date numerology yesterday was 50. Cavs could get the 50th loss, which they did. Heat equals 16. They stayed on 16 wins against the Heat. There was a good observation about the next Heat game being against the Raptors. Had the Heat lost last night, they would have had 35 losses. Raptors equals 35. So we're going to look more carefully at that Heat-Raptors game when it comes up. Thinking the Heat have a little riddle to upset the Raptors, but they could also pick up the 35th loss. So we'll look at that when we get there. Pistons, Bulls. These teams play each other back-to-back. Chicago Bulls equals 112. Notice they won with 112 points. But the problem was Bulls equals 33 and Bulls equals 12. The Pistons could have stayed on 12 away wins, or they could have picked up their 33rd win as they did. Yesterday was the 67th day of the year, the 19th prime number. The Pistons could have got their 19th away loss, but instead the Bulls stayed at 19 wins. And what we talked about with the Bulls is it was also their 67th game on the 67th day of the year. 67, the 19th prime, stayed at 19 wins. 19, the 8th prime, stayed at 8 home wins. So, thought that game was probably not worth it because it was a roll of the dice which way it could go. But the Bulls, I guess, did have the double connection to 67, again, the 19th prime. We like the Rockets to beat the 76ers, mostly because it was 23 date numerology, strong connection to 23. Now they're 23-9 at home, the prime number relationship. Also, the Rockets' next game is against Dallas, and Dallas is 41. And the Jazz-Grizzlies game, this was another stay-away game for me because the riddle on the surface for the Jazz was that Memphis equals 38. They could have got their 38th win on March 8th. But the Grizzlies, their conference record made sense with the win, and the Jazz's conference record made sense with a loss. Also, Grizzlies equals 59, the 17th prime, and they had a chance to go 17-17 at home, which they did. And we couldn't tell which way the 17 would go because the Jazz came in 16-16 on the road. And then we like the Raptors to beat the Pelicans. Pelicans equals 47. I'm expecting the Raptors to win one of their next 2 games. We'll look at that more carefully. I mean, it's possible they could win both, but the Raptors play the Heat next, and then they play Cleveland, and Cleveland's 48. So, and then we like the Warriors to win last night because the Warriors' next game is against Phoenix. Phoenix equals 46, so they get the 45th last night, and they get the 46th against Phoenix. They won with 122 points. Golden State equals 122. It's on the 122nd meridian, one of their symbolic numbers. And this Clippers-Thunder game was tricky. The Thunder could have got the 41st win. LA equals 41. They could have got the 19th away win on the 67th day of the year, but the Clippers had the same 19 riddle, and the Clippers did get the 19th win on the 67th day of the year at home. It was also the Clippers' 67th game of the season, and they won with 118. Los Angeles, California, 118. The Thunder, as we pointed out the night before, played against the Blazers, and it was a long game. It went to overtime. So the logical narrative that a sports game would go off and say, oh, road trip, extra long game, got to favor the Clippers. And in this case, that worked out. But the games that we liked yesterday went pretty much the way we expected. I don't think we got a single game wrong in the NBA yesterday for the games that we liked. We didn't. Every game that we were on the side of hit. So NBA was good yesterday. Probably the best NBA day in a long time. If only I had more confidence in that double 67 thing for the Bulls, but I think staying away was a fair call based on how the numbers could have landed. So good day in the NBA yesterday. College basketball, the games went as expected too, but the side we favored. So Virginia Tech, we talked about how VT equals 42. The prime factorization of 42 is 2, 3, 7, 2 times 3 times 7. Good reason for them to go 23-7 on the 23-date numerology. The only scare there was that Miami was also going for their 23rd series win all time on the 23-date. But as I said, the immediate season record seems to trump the series record a lot more often than not. So Virginia Tech got that record. Buffalo, the Bulls equals 12. They gave Bowling Green they kept Bowling Green at 12 wins in that MAC conference. It was their 31st game, Bowling Green. 31's the 11th prime. They got the 11th loss. Maryland kept Minnesota at 19 wins on the 67th day of the year. Yesterday had the 50-date numerology. 22-9 is a bit like 229, the 50th prime. So the expected outcomes did hit in college basketball. The one thing for Minnesota that we said that the one riddle for Minnesota, the hope for them was that they could have become 3-8 against Maryland all time on March 8th, 3-8, and Minnesota equals 38. But again, just the immediate season record and date numerology trumps the series record. I would probably say at least 75% of the time. Could even be higher than that. So law of averages, if you're faced with that scenario where it's the season record versus the series record, lead with the season record. You'll be happier a lot often than not. And then in the NHL, man, what is going on with the NHL? Some really quality reads this week did not hit. Minnesota Wild could have got their 76 points. Florida Panthers equals 76 in the most pure cipher. Instead, they get beat 2-6. So that was disappointing. We've seen that pattern be so good. You know, getting the points against the perfect team didn't happen. Didn't like the Devils-Capitals game. Couldn't get much of a read there. Didn't like the Jets-Hurricane game. Couldn't get much of a read there. I did like the Canadiens to beat the Ducks, and that did not happen. Canadiens equals 34. They've dished out a lot of 34. The Ducks' next opponent is the Los Angeles Kings, which equals 61. I thought they'd go in there with 61 points. So NHL, very disappointing. But I'm not going to let that discourage me. The NHL's still been very good, and those patterns that we followed, they've been very good. They just didn't hit yesterday. So luckily the NBA was near flawless, and college basketball, we were on the right side of each game. Your point, Gematria Shankar, I think you might be very well right, because there are the weeks where it's like, what's going on this week? So, yeah, that's something to that's something we'll figure out in time, I imagine. We'll eventually find the pattern like, oh, wait a minute, what was going on that week when that happened? Okay, wait a minute, that was like this week. So it's just a matter of making enough observances and having enough minds looking at this, and perhaps there's an astrology piece there. But yeah, there's an explanation somewhere. Okay, so Kings, Knicks, it's always dangerous to go with the Knicks, but what I observed about the Knicks is if they can hold off the Kings today, they'd stay at 52 losses, and their next game is against Minnesota. Minnesota's 52. So we'll see if the Knicks can pull it out against the Kings. They're an underdog at home. Of course, they're going for Zion Williamson. I'm expecting them to win 17 games this year. So if they won today, they'd only have 3 left if that prediction's right. Okay, so let's get into today's games. 4 p.m. Pacific. Maybe that's not the place to start today because we still got about 6 hours till that. Let me see. Let me check NHL real quick. Let me figure out where the smart starting place today is. Maybe it's college basketball. 4 p.m. that game. I did put out a little tidbit on the Avalanche and the Sabres. Colorado Avalanche equals 69. The Sabres could potentially stay on 69 points. That's not always a strong riddle. Avalanche equals 31. Sabres could pick up that 31st win, but Sabres is also 27. Avalanche could stay on 27 losses with either a win or an overtime loss. So not a strong read there. It can go both ways. Put that out. We'll start with college basketball because those are the games that are coming up the soonest that we hadn't covered. So let's start college basketball. Okay. Wofford, they just win and win and win. All right. All right, so I put out all these games that are going on right now up through the 11:30 games I covered in yesterday's video. We're going to start right here with Louisville, Virginia. Louisville, Virginia. And today's date numerology, the numbers that should really matter, 51 and 24. 31 could matter in series records. 12 is probably not going to matter so much. Whoops. Oh, yeah. It's the 9th. 23 is the 9th prime. 23 could play today. Again, on Saturdays where you have college basketball games starting early, pay attention for these date numerologies relationships and see which number is prevailing where you can. Like if Villanova loses, that could be a sign that maybe the 23 is not going to be as important today. What I pointed out in this Villanova game is Villanova equals 135. They're just outside of Philadelphia. Philadelphia, the big number in Philadelphia sports history is 135. See that all the time. Bryce Harper just signed with the Phillies 135 days after his birthday. So Villanova is not technically Philadelphia, but they're not far from there. So I just wonder if that number plays today. That could be the reason the 23 gets trumped if they don't win. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of early games today. Kansas is an observation. If Kansas can get 23, Purdue's another observation. So these early games, they could tell you something about the games this evening. We often see the date numerology patterns persist for which numbers are significant in college basketball, especially on Saturday. But all right, let's get to Louisville, Virginia. This is where I stopped yesterday. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so nothing is standing out there with the date numerology. Nothing standing out with the date. All right, so let's see what their record is against Virginia. Whoops. I type it wrong. All right, 17th game. Remember the thing about Virginia is their coach. He's at 88 losses. His next loss is his 89th, which is the 24th prime number. We do have 24 date numerology today, but I'm just thinking Virginia equals 89. That 89th loss is going to be really symbolic. I don't think Louisville's the game where he gets it. But in the series record, there's nothing really stand out there. It'll be the 17th game. Virginia leads 13-3. All right, let's see here. Cavaliers and Cardinals. Virginia. Yeah. If Virginia wins today at home, they get their 16th win in the conference. Virginia is 53, the 16th prime, so good place to get the 16th win at home in Virginia. Cavaliers. Oh, Virginia Cavaliers is also 89, like Virginia. And again, his next loss is his 89th. Again, I'm thinking that's going to be symbolic. Louisville. Cardinals. Oh, notice Cardinals is also 162 with a win. Virginia's 16-2. So they're a 12-point favorite. I mean, it's not a great pick, but it does make sense for them to win. And that 89th loss. It's waiting for the big moment. Okay, so UCF could stay on 23 wins today. The problem with staying on 23 is today also has the 24-date numerology. So they could also advance to their 24th win, UCF. Or they can stay on 23 on the 9th, 23 the 9th prime, and Temple could get their 23rd win. So let's see. This is the 13th game. That's the 6th prime number. Both teams are 6-6. It's a perfect tie. UCF is the Knights. Temple is the Owls. That's right. All right. Let's see what we got here. Temple. So Temple has that connection to 91. That's the 13th triangular. I see both teams could finish with 13 wins in the conference. Okay. Owls. Doesn't help. Temple Owls is also 41, the 13th prime. So a team that has two connections to 13. Again, they can get their 13th win. UCF can stay at 13. So that stands out a little bit. UCF is 12. Temple lost, they'd stay on 12. UCF Knights. 16. Knights. Let me look one more time. Temple has the connection to 28 as well. Whoever wins the next game wins the 7th game in the series. When you add 1 through 7, it's 28. Central Florida. Making a difference. This game's tough right here because of the 23-24 thing. We don't have an example in the morning to see what number is going to be more significant. I'm just worried that UCF could get the 24th win on the 24-date numerology. However, both teams being at 23 on the 9th makes good sense too. And we see how Temple has the strong connection to 13. I'd wait and see on this game. I'd wait and see on this one. Duke, North Carolina is what Denham wants to know about. Yeah, I'd stay away from UCF Temple just because we don't have something to gauge what's going to hit more, the 23 or the 24 today. The date numerology has been really good in college basketball, overwhelmingly. So that 24 is very powerful. But again, there's reason to believe in the 23 and 13 too here. Duke, North Carolina. So we just saw North Carolina winning the Zion Williamson shoe debacle. So that means I think Duke is still on 111 wins all time, right? Duke, North Carolina rivalry. No, yeah, Duke's got to still be on 111, right? Duke, remember, Durham, North Carolina equals 111. Blue Devils equals 111. Zion Lateef Williamson equals 111. They came into that game the last time they played 11-1 in the ACC. Duke became 11-1 in New York earlier this year. New York 111. Whoops. Question remains, can they stay on 111? So I'm just looking at magic numbers. If Duke won, both teams would be 15-3 in the ACC. 153 is the 17th triangular number. Zion is 17. So that's one thing that's standing out. Duke fell to 11-2 in the ACC when Zion Williamson went down in that game. Zionist, for the record, is 112. Just potential riddles. Blue Devils. I can look. Duke is 14. If they lost, they would stay at 14 wins in the ACC. Duke Blue Devils is 53, the 16th prime. North Carolina could get their 16th win in the ACC by beating Duke. Devils, the game's March 9th. We're going to have to measure from Zion Williamson's birthday, too. But first, I just want to look at all the Gematria things. Tar Heels. Tar Heels, 47, the 15th prime. That could be the reason for both teams to end up 15-3. Didn't North Carolina win the game over Duke with 88 points, too? I think they did. They love that number. North Carolina and Duke, both 67, the 19th prime. North Carolina Tar Heels, 101, the 26th prime. 101, the 26th prime. Both teams could have 26 wins here. They'd also have the – wait a minute. No, never mind. That's incorrect. North Carolina would have 20 – or hold on. North Carolina would have to win. Okay, if North Carolina won, both teams would be 26-5. My mind was not working for a moment. Okay. Chapel Hill, NC. Chapel Hill, NC's got the 59. That's the 17th prime. That's the Zion number. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Hey, I think, Zach, we need to this game is tricky, but I think we need to incorporate the coaches this time in this game.
Yeah.
I feel like Zach Attack is that the coaches are so important. They're more important than anything in this game. So I think we need to look at both teams. But here's the thing, Zach. What's weird to me, we got to think logically. This is what I'm thinking. Okay, North Carolina just beat the shit out of Duke, but it's only a 4-point favorite. So we got to think about that. Without Zion, you feel me? So it's like, why the fuck is this a 4-point game in North Carolina and they just beat the shit out of them at Duke?
Zion's playing in this game, though, isn't he?
No, he's not. Zion's not playing today.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Okay, well, that's important.
And here's the cookie that I'm going to throw in. Chapel Hill equals 112 in Francis Bacon.
Chapel Hill?
Yep.
Oh, and the Francis Bacon.
Yep, but that works. I'm telling you.
Wait a minute. No, it doesn't. No,
Chapel Hill equals 112.
You didn't capitalize the letters right, because Chapel Hill's not all one word, is it?
Chapel Hill, I don't know.
Because you'd have to capitalize the C and the H, and then it would be, I think it'd be 138. Yeah, Chapel Hill's 138 in Francis Bacon. You only capitalize one letter. Francis Bacon's all about capital letters.
Yeah. I don't know, but
they're at 138 wins right now.
They had 138 wins.
All time versus Duke. That's what they're at right now, 138.
Yeah. But what's scary to me, Zach, is this. This is how I look at it. North Carolina, Ward Williams can get his 450. That's seen as 45 because zeros don't count in numerology. ESPN equals 45 and EP exception. That works too. So
okay,
he can get his 45 on ESPN. He could stay on 131 losses. 131 losses because that's symbolic.
Roy Williams. Let me get his. All right, here I'm pulling up his stats so we can look at it together. Yep. Oh, sorry. So North Carolina, 581st game today. I see what. Why does it do that? Okay, so yeah, he's at 449 wins and 131 losses, the 32nd prime. I have to go back and look and see if there's a 132 connection to Duke. This is going to be his 1100th game. He could get his 233rd all-time loss. That's the 13th Fibonacci number. Is there something with 233 and Duke? What I got to look up Coach K too.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm on the phone with you. I'm looking stuff up too. I got my Wi-Fi on. I'm good.
Coach K stats.
I want to get this one right, Zach. If we get this one right, man, we could bet on this, man. Everybody can make money today.
So Duke, Coach K's at 1,053 wins right now, 1,053, and that's kind of like Duke would have to win this game for them both to be 15-3. But now that Zion's not in there, I don't know if that's as significant.
But listen to this, Zach. See, what I do is, like, see, you got a 1,053. I don't even count because ESPN equals 54, so Duke can get to 54. Like, I'm seeing a lot of things for him, man. I'm thinking about taking their points, but I'll keep researching. But
North Carolina Tar Heels, 101, the 26th prime. They could conclude their season with a big win and then finish the year with 26, keeping Duke at 26. So
Yep.
And Duke Blue Devils is also 53, the 16th prime. They can get that 16th win in the conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're resting Zion for the tournament, huh?
Yep. You already know. I mean, you already discussed this. We already knew.
Well, I didn't realize that Zion wasn't going to play today. So
yeah, that's just a joke.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna look at the distance here between Coach K's birthday and Roy Williams. So I appreciate the heads up. Good work.
Oh, you all good, man. Hey, and another thing, Zach, remember today is Saturday. Saturday, you gotta put the Saturday numbers too. Start doing that.
Oh, yeah, I'm not crazy about that. I know sometimes it's helpful, but I don't know. I'm just not crazy. Saturday's 53.
Zach, how many teams stayed on 36 yesterday?
I'd have to go back and look.
A lot of teams did. You know why? Because run equals 36.
Yeah, there might be something to it, but all right, hold up. We got another caller calling in from the live stream right now. I'll continue to observe it. Good work. Keep it up. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Hey, what's up?
I was checking out some of the numbers on Coach K's name. I think we're missing some. I overheard y'all were saying something about the number 138, right?
Which number?
138.
Oh, 138, right.
Yeah, if you write out Coach K's full name, Michael William Krzyzewski, it equals 138.
Huh.
And when you write out Coach K, He has a number. Yeah, Coach K has numbers of 41, 13 prime, and 31, 11 prime. Just want to throw that in there.
And Duke's 41 too.
And also, when you read out Mike Krzyzewski, it sums to 211, which is the 47 prime number.
Right.
But I'm actually, I actually live in Greensboro, down in North Carolina, so yeah, it'll be a big game to watch. Yeah, try and make some money off it or whatnot.
Yeah, it's a tight narrative here, so.
Yeah, but that was it. I'll let you go now. But thanks for letting me call.
Of course, welcome. Good observations. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, take care, man. Okay, so Zion's out. I didn't see really anything interesting with Zion's birthday. Let's look at let's just look at the coaches' birthdays here. August 1st. Let's see. Blue Devils is 39, you know. Game's on 3/9. So it's 220 days after this is Roy Williams' birthday. He turned 68. He's 68 right now. And this is the 68th day of the year, and basketball equals 68. It's also his 221st day of his age. It's another way to put it. What about to his upcoming birthday? 145 days, yeah. All right, Coach K, what's his birthday? February 13th, that's right. He just had his birthday. So it's 24 days after his birthday, or his 25th day of his age. So a caller just pointed out that his full name has gematria of 138. And right now, North Carolina is at 138 wins. And we saw that Chapel Hill and Francis Bacon does equal 138 where the game is. Let's see. Just in light of how important 111's been to Duke, I'm just wondering if they stay on this number. Again, Blue Devils 111, Durham, North Carolina, where they play 111, Zion Lateef Williamson 111. That game in New York where they became 11-1 on the season. North Carolina Tar Heels equals 101, the 26th prime. Both teams finishing with 26 wins. Duke Blue Devils 53, the 16th prime. North Carolina getting their 16th win. The Hey, what's up?
Hey, also, I found something interesting too. Chapel Hill, North Carolina is on the 79th meridian or parallel.
Meridian.
79 is the 22nd prime number, and basketball is 22. Just something else to throw out there.
Right, right.
But that's it.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks. Unfortunately, we don't have any 22s on the board. Let me look at what Duke and North Carolina are in the modern era, because the stats that we're looking at are all-time. That's the all-time, even going before the major schools. So in the modern era, this will be the 181st game, which is the 42nd prime. And Duke is at 83 wins, and North Carolina is at 97. Does either team have a connection to 42? I gotta say, just knowing how important the 111's been to Duke's season, I mean, it's probably always significant, but this year, because they have Zion, I'm thinking that staying on 111 is symbolic. What is it to his upcoming birthday, just for kicks? 119 days to his upcoming birthday, 17 weeks. 17. That's the only thing. I mean, that's the only reason I could really see Duke winning. Just the 15-3 thing, because 153 is the 17th triangular, and Zion 17, and that's part of the reason I'm thinking the Knicks are going to win 17 games. But he's not in the game, so it's hard to say that that's the stronger riddle. And with a Duke loss, you know, more people will be thinking, oh, they're not going to get it done in the tournament. So who's Duke's? I'm looking at the chat. Who's Duke's next star player? Duke Blue Devils. What's his name? I know it if I heard it. Where's his name? I just want to look at the next player on their team. What? How do I find there? Behrendt. That's him, right? Behrendt. That's the guy. Behrendt. I just want to see what's up with Behrendt, because it would have to be him. That's who they always talk about when Zion's out. R.J. Behrendt. June 14th, he's got the flag's birthday. Okay. So, 38 weeks. That's his upcoming birthday. 97 days, the 25th prime. Didn't I just see a 97? Yeah. R.J. Barrett, 112. 68th day of the year, basketball 68. So if Duke won, they would get their 112th win. It would have to be the R.J. Barrett show, I guess. What I'm going to do after the live stream, and we better get moving so we have time. I'm going to put up a poll, and you guys can vote to see which way you want to go with Duke, North Carolina. It's just in light of how important 111's been to Duke this year and it connecting to Zion's name, I just have a feeling they're going to stay on those 111 wins against North Carolina. That seems to be the most important number out of all the numbers we're looking at. And because North Carolina Tar Heels is 101, the 26 prime, both teams being at 26 makes sense. Duke Blue Devils, 53, the 16th prime. North Carolina finishing with a big win over Duke makes sense. The only thing that just got me humming and hawing is the 15-3, because 153 is the 17th triangular and Zion 17. If Zion was in the game, I think I would go for that. So, all right, Oklahoma, Kansas State. Kansas State's on 23 wins. 23 is the 9th prime. We have the 24 date numerology. Oklahoma Sooners, Kansas State Wildcats. Let's see. Whoops, wrong one. Oklahoma, 145th game, going for the 84th win or the 62nd loss. Those numbers don't really connect to today's date. Let's see. Oklahoma's 31, the 11th prime. Oklahoma could finish their 11th loss. They'd be 7-11. It's also Oklahoma's 31st game, 31, the 11th prime. We saw this pattern play out well yesterday. They could stay on 11. They could stay on 11 losses with a win. That would be the win narrative for them. But they could also get that 11th loss in the Big 12. So the 11 really could go either way there. Oklahoma Sooners. Sooners is 84. They can get their 84th win over the Sooners. Kansas State. Not Jayhawks. Wildcats. Wildcats has that 91 connection. 91, the 13th. Again, the date numerology is very consistent in college basketball, so I got to favor that 24th win. What's up, man?
Sack attack, man. I'm being honest, man. I could be wrong. I'm like you right now. I just don't think Duke losing, man. I think we could win off this game, man. I got that gut feeling, man.
Well,
I just think because March 9th equals 54. So Coach K get his 1,054. Today is March 9th, so that's 3 times 9. 3 times 9 is 27. ESPN equals 27 and 54. Blue
Devils is 39, kind of like the date, March 9th.
Yeah, man. So it's just like, man, it's like it's a setup. That shit's all a setup. Everybody gonna put their money on Duke, North Carolina, Zach.
I imagine they will because Zion's out. Yeah, I imagine that's true.
Come on, man. Vegas love this shit right here.
That is the narrative that just everyone will assume North Carolina because Zion's out. It's just that they're on that 111. That 111 is so symbolic. So
I know, man. But I don't know, man.
Okay, so again, the things that we saw that were interesting is if Duke wins, North Carolina stays at 138 wins all time. We learned that Coach K's full name is 138. In Francis Bacon, Chapel Hill is 138. And R.J. Barrett. It would have to be the R.J. Barrett show because his name equals 112. They could get the 112th win with him. And his name equals 68. It's the 68th day of the year. Basketball is 68. So, I mean, it's possible. But, God, I just – in light of what we've seen with 111 and Duke this year, I'm just – it's hard to ignore that number. So.
And who Duke play next?
I think this is probably it until the tournament here. I think this is the last game for most teams today.
Okay, so Zach, when do they play the NCAA tournament? What day?
No, I think they have their conference tournament, and then they have
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. When is the conference tournament? The game they play.
I have to look it up. I think it's different for everybody. But yeah, this is Duke's last game of the season. Then they have the conference tournament, and then they have the March Madness.
But listen, here's the key right here, Zach. Let's look it up, and then all we're gonna do is just take the date numerology, and we'll see what they're gonna walk in with.
All right, hold on. I'm typing an ACC tournament date.
Yeah, we're gonna get this right. Fuck that. This ain't gonna be we too good for this, man. That's what I do, Zach. I challenge myself on shit like this because it's right there, man. And then, like you said, hindsight 2020 after the game, we'll be like, oh man, that shit was right in front of our face.
Well, I mean, that it is good to challenge yourself, but when it's a tight read, I just always say there's plenty of games. I mean, you don't have to go for every game. It's not like Duke, North Carolina is going to pay out better than other games. But yeah, okay. That did not pull up what I wanted here, I don't think. How come that didn't pull up? ACC tournament start date 2019. It might be next.
And it's like me, Zach. I'm watching the game right now, right? Go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to pull it up right now. It's just pulling up today's games.
No, go ahead. Take your time, dog. Take your time.
Well, I'm doing the search. It should just pull up. I'm going to check the chat. Maybe somebody's got it up here already that knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not it. December 1st.
All right, I'm scrolling through here. Oh. Did I miss it? Checking the chat. See, Salim B says it's next week. Yeah, I just want to find what day it is. Why is it not pulling up? The reason we want to find the date is because it could be numerology that shows what record the teams come in with.
As of right now, it says March 12th.
Yeah, that's what you see?
At the ACC, my buddy pulled it up. And it's looking like North Carolina is the number 2 seed, and Duke is the number 3 seed as of right now.
Okay. Yeah, it is March 12th through the 16th. It'll be the 66th annual edition of the tournament.
Okay. Now Duke got a bye, so they won't play 2 wins, Zach. They won't play till the 13th, correct?
If Duke lost, they'd be 14-4, which is like 144, which has a square root of 12. So I'm looking at that.
Right.
March 12th is the 71st day of the year, the 20th prime. Let's see.
But Zach, I think when are they gonna play those, Zach? Because it's looking like Duke and North Carolina is gonna have Duke, North Carolina, Florida State, and Virginia got a bye. So are they gonna play on the 13th?
I'd have to see the way the tournament's set up. Schedule. Opening day. Number 12 versus number 13. Number 10 versus number 15. Let's see. All right, second round, March 13th. Yeah, so they would play on March 13th, so the 72nd day of the year. Okay.
March 13th. They will play on March 14th, Zach. Zach is looking like Pi Day.
All right, hold on. Am I reading this wrong? Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, that's not the number 1 seed. That's the game 1 winner. Yeah, no, you're right. They do play on Pi Day. That is right.
Okay, so we gotta look. So we gotta look for 22-7 or 7-22. I'm thinking, or 3 times 7 is 52. I mean, sorry, 42.
Well, I'm thinking about numbers that go with Pi. The first Pi Day was in '88, and Tar Heels is '88. Let me see.
So when is March 15th, Kerry? Look up when is March. Open it back up again.
That's the 73rd day of the year. I think Carolina's 73 too. Carolina does equal 73, and Carolina's also 143, like 14/3. So Carolina's a lot like the date.
And March 14th is on a Thursday.
Right.
So you got 17 plus 19. So you got 36, 56. And then you got 17 and 12, 29. So, okay. So 76, 56, 29. So let's do Greg. Let's go to Grecker. 76, 26, 29. So you got 76, 36, 29. So 76, 36, 29. Then you got 314. So you got 4, 8, 12, 20. This sucks.
Yeah, it's just it's too tight, but I do think North Carolina will have good numbers for Pi Day. So
yeah, man, I don't know. I might play 3 points, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's a risk.
If Duke wins, they'll be 8-1 away too.
Their road record would be 8-1.
Yeah, and then if North Carolina win, they'll be 14-2, or they'll be 13-3 at home.
All right, we can come back and I'll put the poll up after we're done with Duke and North Carolina and see what everyone's feeling. See if we can go with the group consensus. I've noticed the group consensus has been pretty good on the polls. So
yeah, I understand. All right, man. I didn't mean to stop your working, man.
Well, it's okay. I'm sure this is everybody's game of the day, so it's good to look at it. But yeah, it's definitely a tight one.
Yeah, it's tight as fuck. All right, Zach Attack.
All right, later, man. All right, so back to Kansas State, Oklahoma. The date numerology at 24. I think that'll play over the 23. The only concern is it's Oklahoma's 31st game. Oklahoma equals 31. It's the 11th prime. Do they stay at 11 losses, or do they get their 11th loss in the Big 12? They'd be 7-11. So if Kansas State wins, they become 14-4, bet like 144, square root of 12. Gives Oklahoma the 12th loss. But I got to go with the date numerology just because it prevails so much in college basketball. 24 date, 24th win. I think that'll be stronger than staying on 23 wins on the 9th day. Okay, Michigan State. Now, Michigan State's at 24 wins. Could they stay on 24 on the 24 date numerology? Let's see. Last time we got a good read between the Michigan State game, and we got it right. Let's see if we can do it again. Michigan. 128th game. Michigan going for the 63rd win. Michigan State going for the 66th. Michigan Wolverines is 206, a little something like 26. Let's see here. Spartans is 27. So that's the first thing that's really jumping out here. Michigan with the win gets their 27th win over the Spartans. And I believe Michigan State just beat Michigan at home. Let's see here. Let's see something here. Yeah, so Michigan State did beat Michigan at home. They had good numbers to win that game. Could it be a payback here? Michigan's won 2 of the last 3. It's interesting that they're 4-6 and 6-4 against each other in the last 10 because Michigan is 46 and 64. Let's see what it says. The top 2 teams in the Big Ten Conference will take the court for the NCAA nightcap when the Michigan Wolverines trek to East Lansing to face the Michigan State Spartans. Spartans handed the Wolverines their lone home loss of the season when we'll look for the season's sweep. Sweep. Key word, because it's the 68th day of the year. Remember, sweep equals 68, like how the Warriors swept the Cavs last year on June 8th. Basketball, 68. So that's the thing. North Carolina could sweep Duke today, couldn't they? Maybe we should look at that for all these games, actually. Oh, that could be a big thing today, the sweeps on the 68th day of the year. Okay. Let's see what it says. Sweep for the first time since 2015. The Spartans opened as a 3.5-point favorite with a total of 135.5. Okay. So the riddle for Michigan is they can get their 27th win. Spartans does equal 27, and Michigan State could stay at 24 wins on the 24-date numerology. But again, staying on the number is never as strong as coming into it, meaning picking up the 24th win or 24th loss on a 24-date or for any date. Check the stadium here real quick. Breslin Center. Breslin Center, 144. No, nobody can fall to that. Is it East Lansing? East Lansing, 68 too. Lansing MI 53, the 16th prime. Either team can get 16. Sweep could be a big word today. Ugh. Going with the traditional things that we look at, Michigan does have the better numbers to avenge their loss here. 27th win over the fitting opponent, keeping them at 24 on the 24-date. That is that's not a bad riddle, but God, because of the sweep thing, it just makes me grit my teeth a little bit. Hold on, I just want to look at some of these other games. We know that with North Carolina, if they won, they would sweep Duke this year. Kansas State won, so Kansas State going for the sweep too. So Kansas State can get a sweep, which also makes sense. That sweep thing is something. I just want to go back and just look real quick. It'll only take a moment to just look at these games that we went over. UCF won earlier this year. So it would be UCF going for the sweep. So if UCF wins, they get the sweep. They'd also get the 24th win on the 24 date. But remember what we talked about with Temple. Both teams could be at 23 wins on the 9th, 23 the 9th prime, and Temple had those 2 connections to 13. Both teams could be at 13. So this one's still a little more dangerous. But if the sweep thing is in effect, UCF could get the sweep on the season. Okay, and Virginia looked good. All right, so sweep, I mean, 68th day of the year, sweep 68. Are sweeps in effect? I mean, it probably won't be every single one, but I'm imagining that there'll be a number of them today. Okay. All right, Vanderbilt, LSU. Again, this Michigan State game. Michigan has the traditional numbers. Spartans 27, get that 27th win, keep Michigan State at 24, but Michigan State's riddle is the sweep on the 68th day of the year. So we'll go back over this when we review. Vanderbilt, LSU. Wow. Vanderbilt hasn't won a game in the conference? That's funny. Commodores. 14-point favorite. Let's see if they could close their season out with a win. Let's see if there's an upset narrative here. LSU Tigers. Louisiana State University Tigers. Commodores. Vanderbilt Commodores. Let's see it. Hmm. $106th game. LSU going for the 49th win. Vanderbilt going for the 58th. There's no standout numbers for this game. There's nothing there. Obviously, LSU would sweep them, so there's no reason to assume that Vanderbilt can upset, and LSU's a big favorite anyway, so not a great game. Only narrative I could think of with the numbers is sweep. Nevada, San Diego State. What's their name again? Aztecs, that's right. What's up, caller?
What's up, Zach? I just want to make one quick point. You're doing the Vanderbilt LSU game,
right?
Did you hear about the coach got suspended?
Because yeah, Wade Wilson. What's his name? Wade something. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think it's Wade Wilson or something. But I don't think they might not cover that 14 because they are big favorites. So I think that might be a closer game than
Will Wade. Okay, yeah, there could be something up with that coach. I forgot about him, Will Wade.
But I think if they win the game, don't they win the SEC regular season? If they win that game, I think Kentucky lose or something.
Here, let's see. SEC basketball standings.
Because Tennessee just lost now. Tennessee lost to Auburn. just now.
I talked about how Auburn had the numbers to upset this morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how much I could go into because the coach they might still kill LSU because that team they playing is sorry, so they still might beat them but cover that. But I just want to let you know about the coach just to see.
Okay, so yeah, LSU right now is 15-2. Tennessee just fell to 15-3, and Kentucky's 14-3. Let's come up here to these games this morning. So Auburn had some numbers this morning.
So you think Vandy's a live dog? They are a sorry team.
Let's see.
They 0-17 in conference play.
Hold on. Kentucky should win today because Florida and Kentucky both have that overlap with 43, the 14th prime. Florida should get their 14th loss, and Gators equals 26. Kentucky should get the 26th win. So I'm thinking about these standings. So if Kentucky wins, and if LSU won, they'd still win the conference. Yeah, even if Kentucky won. They'll
be tied for the regular season title.
If LSU lost today, they'd all be tied at 15-3.
Oh. So LSU, if LSU win, they win the regular season all out by themselves.
If LSU wins today, they take the conference all by themselves.
So everybody putting their money on LSU. That would be something that Vanderbilt beat them because their coach got suspended.
Yeah, is this going to be the first? This just happened, right? Yeah, this just happened 2 days ago.
They suspended the coach yesterday.
Okay. Yeah.
I just want to make that note because there's a lot of games to go through. So I just want to make that quick note to that.
Yeah, no, it's a great note because I forgot that happened. All right.
Okay, Zach.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right.
All right. Let's look at what Will Wade's coaching record was before this happened, just in case there's some clue here. 43-20. Vanderbilt. So he could have got his 44th win over Vanderbilt, but he's not going to get it because he's not coaching, unless it gets credited to him anyway. Not sure about that. Doors. His name is Will Wade. Yeah, there's nothing in the Vanderbilt numbers that that show that they would upset LSU. Real quick, I just wanted to oh yeah, so Auburn, the reason Auburn won today, I talked about this in the video that I put out this morning. Auburn was going for its 39th series win today on 3-9, and Tigers equals 39. And I said, what a way to close out their season for the Tigers by beating one of the top teams in the nation. So that riddle was there. Okay. Florida State got the 24th win on the 24 date, so that was the 23-24 thing. Here, hold on. Let me just some of these games are over. Let's just review. Seminoles equals 39. They got the win on 3-9. So that's a thought for the Blue Devils. These teams with the 39 connections have won so far. Blue Devils is 39. Will the 39 teams do well? Villanova did fall to 13-5. Villanova is 135. And again, like I talked about, they have that strong they're not far from Philadelphia, the 135 CD. Seton Hall Pirates, who won, is 68. The game's on the 68th day of the year. Is this game over? Why does it say halftime? It's obviously not halftime. I assume it's over. Okay. But so far, okay, the 24 is prevailing over the 23 off of our example that we can go off of. So morning reads are good so far. Morning reads are good. Villanova, the one thing they could have got today is they could have got, I'm not sure that updated. Yeah, Villanova could have got their 23rd win today. And it looks like that's not going to happen. So 24 probably the better number than 23, which was the assumption. Okay. All right, let's do San Diego State and Nevada, and then let's get into the other sports. Okay. Oh, hold on. I want to look at one other here real quick. Something else we can see off these games. I want to see if the sweep thing is going on. Let's check that too. Let's see if the sweep thing is going on. Auburn, Tennessee, Odd Shark, March 9th. Odd Shark like Tennessee to win, but so Auburn swept Tennessee today. You see that? Auburn won the last game and they won today, so they got the sweep. Or wait a minute, am I tripping? Did I click on the wrong thing? No, that's right. So Auburn swept Tennessee today, so this sweep thing could be in effect too. This could be in effect. Or wait a minute, was that last? Wait. Hold on. That looks like last year's date. Wouldn't they have played each other this year? All right, so that might not be true. Okay, yeah, that was last season. Never mind. All right, take that back. Why didn't they play each other there? Okay. Florida State, Wake Forest. Did they play? See if we can get some sweep information. Okay. So Florida State swept Wake Forest. That's not really much of a surprise, but that was a sweep there. Wofford VMI. Sure, this was a sweep. All right, so that was a sweep. 77-74. That was the score of the college championship with Villanova and North Carolina 2 years ago. 3 years ago, maybe? Yeah, 3 years ago. Villanova, Seton Hall. No. Okay. So this was not a sweep. This one got split. So the sweep didn't turn out here. This was a split. No sweep. That's all we can go off so far. But 2 out of 3. We can't read too much into that because it was 2 good teams versus 2 bad teams where it did happen. And then the Seton Hall riddle was the 13-5, which hasn't updated yet. Okay. So San Diego State and Nevada was the only game we didn't finish. Remember, and I see you guys talking about 68 in the Duke game. The one hope for Duke with the 68 is that R.J. Barrett's name equals 68. It would have to be his day. He'd have to carry Duke in this game. Nevada's a big favorite. Let's just check it out anyway, just to make sure something's not there. I think, oh, typed that wrong. Oh. Nevada does equal 20. You see that? San Diego State with an upset could get their 20th win over Nevada. So let's check this just in case there's an upset here. What in the world? Why is that not coming up? Not that Nevada school. All right, 19th game. San Diego State going for 14 wins. Nevada going for 6. If Nevada won, it would be 13-6. Those are both prime numbers. 13, the 6th prime. San Diego State. They're the Aztecs again. Aztecs is 20 as well. They could finish their season with an upset, getting the 20th win over Nevada. Nevada's the Wolfpack, right? Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, CBS equals 15, Zach. Don't fall for the CBS SN. That's all a front. It's CBS. CBS equals 15, Nevada winning.
Oh, yeah, getting the 15th win in the Mountain West Conference.
So pay attention to that, Zach. Like when you see, you got to start putting the SEC network too. SECN. Then when it's CBS SN, you just put in CBS or just vice versa. Yeah.
Okay.
That's okie doke. They pull on us. Just like ESPN2, ESPNU, it's all 18, 54, 27.
Okay. Okay, yeah, the networks definitely play a role, but I'd still rank the network below the team name connections.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just see the 15.
Because the other thing for San Diego State here, if they got an upset, it is their 31st game, which is the 11th prime. They can either stay at 11 overall losses or 11 wins in the conference. So the 11 can go either way, but I always look at that too.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Nevada probably does win. I mean, but just trying to see if we can get an upset here.
Yeah, I hear you. You haven't did basketball yet, NBA yet, right?
No, we still got to do NBA and NHL. We've been spending some time on college basketball this morning.
Yeah, we need to make sure we get that LeBron Boston right. I think LeBron is going to win 31.
The 31-35, yeah, that's Boston and Celtics numbers.
Yep, 31, and California goes 31, 31st state or something?
I think California is the 31st state. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So it happened with the Magic, like I told you, the 27-38.
Well, I like the Magic too, but yeah.
So. And they walked in with the 37.
Right.
Yep.
All right, man.
All right, boss.
Appreciate it. Yep. All right, see you. Yeah, he likes network gematria above most things. But I'm seeing a potential upset here with the 20. The 20 is standing out. And they've done well against them historically. Let's check one more thing. At a Wolfpack 53, the 16th prime. 73, the 21st. Wolfpack's got that 39. We've seen the teams with the 39 connection doing well today so far. don't have a lot of examples, but so far the 39 teams are winning. The 20 really is there for San Diego State to close it out with an upset. Let me do one more thing. Do one more thing. All right. Nevada is 2-8 in the last 10. They played once this year, and San Diego State won 65-57. They were at home. They could sweep them this year. That would be the upset. And they beat them by 8. Of course, it was at home, and now they're on the road. But it's kind of interesting that they're that much of an underdog. It might be worth it to take the points in this San Diego State game. If you can get that big of a spread, it might be worth it. There's a legitimate chance at the upset here. The best riddle for Nevada is just that they could make the series 13-6, where 13 and 6 are prime number relationship. And CBS, he pointed out how CBS is 15. That's if you use the rule for S. It's 15. And they could get their 15th win in the conference. CBS is also 6, though, and San Diego State could stay at 6 losses. So you can make an argument either way with the network there. San Diego State, they got a chance in upset. Aztecs 20, Nevada 20. So something tells me, I just feel like that team's ranked too high, Nevada. Okie dokie. Is this game over? Every time I come here, the score's different. Is it in overtime? I'm so confused by this because they're not updating the thing right here. All right, we'll come back to it. Let's go to NBA. Let's do the NBA. Oh, March 9th. The Knicks couldn't do it. If the Knicks had won, they would have stayed at 52 losses. Their next game's against Minnesota, 52. But yeah, I'm still thinking the Knicks finished with 17 wins. Okay, Nets, Hawks. For our date numerology, for the NBA, it's the 145th day of the NBA season. Catholic equals 145. Maybe some Catholic riddles might show up on the board. The date numerology that really matters, 24 and 51, potentially 31 in the series records. Again, it's the 9th, 23, the 9th prime, 68th day of the year, sweep 68. If we see a team going for a sweep, that could be in the cards today. All right, Nets and Hawks. What makes sense here? The game's down on the 33rd parallel. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Picks Money says Saturday equals 53. Knicks got the 53rd loss on Saturday. So, yeah, I mean, you can't add the gematria of the days of the week to your decodes. It's just I know in the history's past we've done that a few times and took us off the right pick. So that's why I'm not crazy about that method. Because the man who just texted that, he's also the man who likes to say, well, look at what the record's going to be against the next opponent, because that's what they'll walk in with. So, again, how do you decide when you're looking at too many things? But it is good to consider and observe and take notes and see what prevails over time. All right, Hawks, Nets. So nothing's jumping with the date numerology. Just if the Nets win, they would stay on 17 away losses. Hawks equals 17. And they'd stay on 33 losses down on the 33rd parallel. Those are the things on the surface standing up. Oh, but actually I do see one other thing that's now jumping out. Nets has the gematria 23, and the Hawks could get their 23rd win. So right away we got a little riddle that goes both ways, which I don't like. Brooklyn Nets, 53 the 16th prime. Brooklyn. It's the next 68th game on the 68th day of the year. It's Atlanta's 15. So if the Hawks, if the Nets won, their record would be 15-17 away. Atlanta's 15, Hawks is 17. That actually has some rhyme and reason to it. Hawks. Let's see what the head-to-head is here. $178th game. Nets going for the 78th win. Hawks going for the 101st. Those don't go with anything today. The Nets, they probably have one more game against the Hawks. Oh, no, this is the last one. This is the last game for this season. So they're playing each other 3 times. If the Nets won, they would get the sweep on the 68th day of the year. So the sweep is a possibility. This is the first game in Atlanta. Nets have the better riddle. Atlanta 15, Hawks 17. That would be their record with a win. Stay on 33 losses on the 33rd parallel. The one concern is Nets does equal 23. The Hawks could get the 23rd win. Let's see who these teams play next. Hawks play the Pelicans next. That game's at home. If they lost this game to the Nets and lost to the Pelicans have that 79 connection, the 22nd prime. But for whatever reason, we've seen a lot of opportunities with 22 in the Pelicans, and it doesn't hit. But I'm just thinking if they lost 2 in a row, they'd have 22 home losses, and they'd stay at 22 wins. How about who do the Nets play? Nets play the Pistons. The game's at home. They're 20-16 at home. Nothing really to go off there with Detroit. I know they're Gematria. I would say the Nets have the better riddle here. The Nets have the better riddle. The only scare is Hawks can get that 23 and Nets is 23. But I favor the Nets. They got a better riddle. The team with the better riddle usually does win, but not always. Law averages says Nets win. Wizards, Timberwolves. Okay. We got the team with the 93 connections. It's March 9th. 9/3. See, the Wizards could get that 39th loss. Gonzaga's in their 68th season. Speaking of basketball, I don't think Gonzaga's going to win the championship. The best riddle I've seen so far was that story with the Virginia governor that was perfectly synced up with the college championship. His name equaled 59. It was 59 days before the end of the tournament. It was a story of Virginia and Duke. I'm thinking that's going to be the championship, Virginia and Duke. That story, if you missed my work on the Virginia governor, I've talked about it a few times. We'll review it again, but not right now because we need to get these games done. Let's see. All right, so I don't see anything else with the date numerology. Let's see. Wizards, Timberwolves head-to-head. $57th game. Wizards going for 33. Timberwolves going for 25. It's the Timberwolves' 66th game. That's the 11th triangular. I just see they could get their 11th home loss. Let's see what the non-conference standings are here. Actually, let me go back and check something with the Nets and Hawks real quick. Hawks in the conference. Nets can get the 24th conference win on the 24-date numerology, so chalk up one more narrative for the Nets. All right, Wizards, Timberwolves. I want to see what the non-conference is here. Wizards have 9 non-conference wins. Wizards are 9-11 out of conference. And Timberwolves are 11-13 out of conference. Washington. Wizards. Minnesota. So that's one thing for the Wizards. They could stay on 38 losses against Minnesota because Minnesota is 38. That is something. Timberwolves. We won the 20th prime. Timberwolves. Wizards. I would stay away from this game. It's possible the Wizards stay on 38 losses against Minnesota, but in light of Minneapolis being on the 93rd meridian and Minnesota Timberwolves equal in 93 and 39 the reflection and the date March 9th, they could easily get that 39th loss too. So that's not a good read there. Okay. Celtics, Lakers. So Boston is 22 in the most pure cipher. If you use the rule for S, Boston is 31. Celtics is 26 in the most pure cipher. If you use the rule for S, Celtics is 35. So if the Lakers won, they could be 31-35. Notice this is their 66th game of the season. Again, 66 is a big number for the Lakers. Lakers is 66. LeBron 66. LeBron James is 66. 66 is the 11th triangular number. If you had 1 through 11, 66. 31 is the 11th prime. Lakers, what kind of losing streak are they on? They've lost a lot of games in a row. 4-game losing streak. What's their non-conference record? They are 9-12 out of conference. 9-12. Boston Celtics out of conference. 12-13. 12-13 out of conference. The scare there is they could become 13-13. 13 is a big number with LeBron James, King James, and LA does equal 13 and 14. So they could also get their 14th non-conference loss. Let's see what the head-to-head is here. I'll look in the regular season and all time just because these teams have met in the finals so much. All right, so in the regular season, the Lakers trail 130-159. And playoffs, Lakers been beat. That's funny that they've played 74 playoff games. 31-43. So it's 161-202. Yeah. 161-202. So Boston leads by 41. 161-202. LA's 41. So that's the riddle for Boston. They can get the 41st win. LA is 41-13. 41's the 13th prime. It's their 67th game. Their 33rd away game. Games on ABC. ABC. What was the last time these teams played? We should measure from LeBron's birthday and Kyrie's birthday. Is Kyrie playing? All right, so second meeting this year. Boston lost at home to the Lakers. That's right. Oh, yeah, we need to look at Rondo, too. Rondo got the winner by the numbers last time. That's right. That game was on the 38th day of the year. So that game was 30 days ago, or a span of 31. If you count the span, it would also be 31 days, which is the potential win for the Lakers. All right, so let's look at our Rondo first of all. February 22nd. What's up, man?
Hey, I see if Brad Stevens lose, he get a 216th loss, which is LeBron's area code.
Yeah, his old area code. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that, and then I'm gonna go to Luke Walton real quick. Luke Walton. Luke Walton could get his 139th loss or get his 92nd win.
What is it again?
He could get his 139th loss or he could get his 92nd win.
92nd? Okay. I'm thinking about Rondo since he hit the game winner and he played for both teams.
I'm going to do LeBron James game finder real quick.
So this game is 15 days after Rondo's birthday or his 16th day of his age. The Lakers can either stay at 15 home losses or get their 16th. LeBron's birthday is December 30th, so today's 69 days after LeBron's birthday or his 70th day of his age.
Yeah, this is LeBron's 50th game. This would be LeBron's 51st game playing the Lakers. Playing the Celtics, sorry.
Well, wait, say the number one more time.
The 51st game playing the Celtics. This would be his 51st game, LeBron.
Is that including the playoffs?
Yep, 51 total. You go to Game Finder real quick. We'll be on the same page.
Okay. Do you know if Kyrie Irving's playing today?
I'm pretty sure he is.
Okay.
I don't think he's been hurt.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I just want to look at all these guys. These are the key players in this game, see if there's a riddle there. So March 23rd. So his birthday's upcoming. His birthday's in 14 days, which means his last birthday was 351 days ago, the 26th triangular, and Celtics is 26. Celtics could stay at 20.
What number you came up with? Make sure I counted it right.
What's that?
Count up LeBron. What did you get with LeBron Game Finder? What record did you get?
I didn't put it up yet because I'm looking at these three guys.
Okay.
But here, I can just do it real quick. It only takes a second. Let's see. Game Finder, LeBron James, Celtics. Let's see. Not sure that this gives the playoff games. I'm looking at the dates. April 12th. So, yeah, this doesn't count playoffs. It's just regular season, but that's okay. So he has 30 wins and 20 losses. He can get his 31st win. That's a big number today, 31.
Yeah, but ABC equals 21. That's what scares me.
Lakers is 21. Yeah. What's I'm gonna look at what Kyrie Irving is because it's interesting how it lines up with Kyrie Irving's birthday this game. I saw a headline last night that Luke Walton's going to limit LeBron's minutes for the rest of the season, essentially saying that their season's over.
Pretty much.
All right, hold up. Kyrie has 9 wins and 5 losses against the Lakers. 9 and 5.
9 and 5.
Lakers is 96. So is LeBron, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, Lakers is 96, so is LeBron.
9 and 5, ABC equals 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, man. It's another tight one, and it's just like, God, what are they going to do to this Lakers team? Are they going to keep humiliating them? I mean, there is a good reason to believe they can go 31 and 35 against the Boston Celtics because their name Boston 31 Celtics. We're not 31 and 36, but 31 and 35.
True, but look, you see how the TV networks is undeniable. Look, LeBron can get his 21st, ABC equals 21. Kyrie can get his 6th, ABC equals 6.
Well, either guy can get that, and it can only be one or the other. So
exactly. So it's like it's crazy.
But Kyrie going 9 and 6 against the Lakers has a little rhyme and reason to it because Lakers and LeBron are both 96. So,
what was Rondo record? Did you look at Rondo's? That was interesting what you just said.
Rondo versus the Celtics. Let's see. There's a few other things I'm going to look at here because I remember the Rondo fight earlier this year with Houston was a tribute to the World Series. Hold up.
Rondo 6 and 4.
Yeah, he's 6 and 4.
Celtics.
So with a win, he'd be 7 and 4, like how they've met 74 times in the playoffs.
Or 11 is the 5th prime. He could get his 5th loss.
Yeah, that's true too.
And stay on 6. ABC equals 6.
Okay, hold on. All right, I'm gonna hang up the phone just because it's easier for me to do because I only have one hand.
Yep, you good.
All right, thanks, man. It's been the year of Boston and LA. The World Series ended October 28th, and I'm just thinking about how that remember how there was the Lakers fight with Houston? There was a riddle there with the World Series because it was like a bench clearing brawl like happens in baseball. You have to go back and look at all the details, and then you had the it's just been a year of Boston and LA, so 114th World Series dates. I believe it did end October 28th. Yeah, it was October 28th. I just want to see how many days it was from that to this. October 28, 2018. Last summer, ESPN First Take, they were having that debate for so long about what was the best sports city. It was before the World Series happened or anything. Was it Boston or LA? It's been the year of Boston, LA. Okay, so 132 days ago, or a span of 133, which is also 19 weeks. So there are 19 on the board. Lakers could get the 19th win. And then the Super Bowl was just February 3rd. 34 days or a span of 35 days. The 35 would be the Lakers staying at 35. Is there an article about Kyrie Irving versus LeBron James? Anything recent about that? Celtics, Kyrie Irving, not hard to block out noise versus LeBron James. February 7th. Again, that game was that game was 30 days ago or a span of 31. That number 31 just keeps coming up. Yeah, I want to see some out there head to head. What's up, Izzy?
Hey, Chuck. Yes, I want to point it out for that Lakers Boston game. They have Kyrie Irving listed as he's upgraded to probable Saturday versus the Lakers.
Okay.
And like you said, you mentioned they're going to limit LeBron James' limits. So I'm just thinking the Lakers are packing it in for the season.
Right.
And just to boot on the injury, they have Tyson Chandler is downgraded to out for Saturday versus Boston.
Who's that's out? Who's out?
Tyson Chandler, the center.
Okay.
Chandler.
Okay.
And then not only that, they have a whole slew of players. Lance Stevenson is questionable. Brandon Ingram, one of the good players, is out for the season. Lonzo Ball is out indefinitely. Kyle Kuzma is downgraded to doubtful Saturday versus Boston. So I think, it's happening. And not only that, I have the ESPN Plus predictor, and they have the Boston to win match predictor 61.6% versus Lakers 38.4%.
51.6 versus 38. Where's the other?
No. 61.
61. Okay. 61.
61.6 versus 38.4%.
Okay.
For 61% for the Boston to win. So, I'm just thinking, the Lakers are packing it in. So I just thought to put that out there.
Yeah. It's a worthy thought. I appreciate it, Izzy. Thank you.
All
right. Take care, man. Yeah, that headline yesterday about limiting LeBron's minutes for the rest of the season is real interesting. I'm noticing the Lakers play next in Chicago. If they lost this game and lost in Chicago, they'd have 37 losses. Chicago's 37, so is Los Angeles. So that makes a little bit of sense too. Then they play Toronto. Toronto has that 36 connection. That would be the narrative that they won this game and the next game and then picked up the 36 loss in Toronto. Let's see who the Celtics play next. Well, let me just look a little bit further at their schedule. Detroit, the 31 city. If they got 37, 38, 31st win, Pistons 31, 39th loss against the Knicks, it'd be funny. All right, hold on. Let's see who the Celtics play next. Looking down the road was awesome yesterday. It worked out perfect in the NBA. All right, Celtics got the Clippers next. Makes sense. 2 LA games. And then Sacramento. So LA's 41, man. So they got 2 LA teams. So you could pick up 41 in either one. Sacramento Kings. Sacramento. When do they play the Clippers? March 11th, 70th day. Clippers, Celtics schedule. Or that's not what I want. Clippers are at 41 wins in the series. That's interesting. That game, the game between the Clippers and Celtics is on a date with 53 numerology. Los Angeles 53, the 16th prime. How old's Kyrie Irving right now? Kyrie's 26 right now. Okay, so that's really interesting. It's 351 days after his birthday. That's the 26th triangular. Think about how big that was just in the Super Bowl that was Boston, LA, right? Remember, that was number 26. Sony Michel scored the only touchdown to give the AFC its 26th Super Bowl. The game was 351 days after his birthday. So Kyrie Irving, 351 days after his birthday, facing his old teammate. Does he keep him at 26 losses? I'm thinking this could be a tribute to the Super Bowl. And you know what? Super Bowl's 41, isn't it? So do the Celtics get their 41st win, kind of like how the Patriots won the Super Bowl over Los Angeles? Yeah, it's hard to have confidence in the Lakers based on what's going on with them. And especially with the headline yesterday about how they're going to limit LeBron's minutes for the rest of the season. The riddle for the Lakers, though, is becoming 31 and 35. Boston 31, Celtics 35. LeBron can get the 31st regular season win. It's a span of 31 days from the Lakers' last win. But I'm thinking that Kyrie Irving alignment is pretty amazing. So the Kyrie Irving alignment's the best thing that I saw between the key players. Okay, Charlotte equals 51, or is it Hornets? One of the two. I think Charlotte's 51. We got the 51 date numerology, but nobody's going for the 51st loss. Okay. Fortunately, no date numerology lining up there. Let's see. Hornets, Bucks, they're not in the same division, are they? No. Let's see the conference real quick. Bucks going for 34. Charlotte could get their 24th conference win on the 24 date. That's interesting. That'd be the upset. Milwaukee, a big favorite there. $112th game. Bucks lead 57-55. So if the Hornets won, it would be tied. And I made the point, like, how every time, it seems like every time there's a chance for somebody to tie the series, it doesn't happen. It's like they don't want the series records to be tied for whatever reason. Rarely see it. That just makes me think the Bucks will probably win on the surface. Hornets' next loss is their 36th. Why would that come against the Bucks? I know Hornets is 36. Hockey. Bucks. Sure. Let's check the Coliseum. Reserve. It's the 145th day of the season. There's nothing that screams out about this game. Oh, you know what? Actually, I see a Gematria relationship. It's the Bucks' 66th game of the season. And if you write out 50, it equals 66. That's just the Gematria, I think, thing I see for the Bucks. But the Hornets, they have a little riddle. If the Hornets got their 31st win, that's the 11th prime. Bucks equals 11 in the most pure cipher. And they'd also get the right they'd get the 24th conference win on the 24 date numerology. If you're feeling gung-ho, Hornets to cover might be a decent bet. There's a chance they could upset here. The only thing really for the Bucks is getting that 50th win in the 66th game. So Hornets got a little riddle. They do. And Charlotte has the 39 connection. We've seen some 39 teams performing well. Okay, Suns, Trailblazers. Right away, if the Trailblazers win, I do see the date numerology thing. They're already on the number. Their prayer is to stay there, but the Trailblazers are at 26 losses. Suns is 26, and so is Phoenix. So great team to stay on 26 wins against, or 26 losses. Excuse me. The Suns' prayer, though, is staying on 51 losses on the 51 date and getting the 16th win over the Trailblazers. Trailblazers is 53, the 16th prime. Documented some 16 riddles with the Blazers this season, that's for sure. It's just hard to imagine the Suns winning on the road. Let's see. See what's going on here with these teams. Is this the last? Are these teams in the same division? No. This might be the last game. If it is, the Blazers can sweep 68 on the 68th day. Blazers, Suns schedule. Oh, it is the last game. Blazers can sweep. They last played on the 24th, so that means they played 44 days ago. Portland's 48, Rip City's 48. Just double check a few more things. Phoenix Suns 52. Their next loss is 52. Okay. The Suns do have a little prayer. It's staying on 51 losses on the 51 date, getting the 16th win over the Trailblazers, 53. But the sweep, I think the sweep narrative is very much in play. We know that's important. Last year, again, the Cavs got swept on June 8th, 6-8. It's the 68th day of the year. Staying on 26 losses against the Suns. Suns 26, Phoenix 26. Let me see what the let's check one more thing here. Wow, Portland has a losing record in the conference. That's something. Okay, they can even up their conference record. If Portland lost, they'd stay at 24 home wins on the 24 date. The Suns can get their 33rd conference loss in Oregon, the 33rd state. Moda, the name of the arena, is 33. And Portland probably wins. Suns do have a riddle. I mean, if you wanted to take another gamble based on what a payout is for the Suns to cover, maybe it's worth a bet. There's a chance it could be a closer game than people expect. But I suppose the Trailblazers, yeah. Oh, I know what I forgot to check. I want to see what the Blazers' streak was. They're on a 2-game losing streak. 2-game losing streak, okay. The Suns are on a 3-game winning streak. Man, woo, those Suns. Hold on. Let's look at the Suns' schedule. That's right. They've been upsetting teams. They even beat the Bucks. Okay. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Bucks. And they beat the Knicks. All right, their next game's against the Warriors. Let's think about that real quick. State. Let's see the Blazers. Blazers got the Clippers and then the Pelicans. So If the Blazers beat the Suns, they can theoretically get their 41st win against LA. LA's got the 41 connection. Somebody asking real quick about the Sunday basketball game. Oh, yeah, we like the Rockets to get that 41st win over Dallas. That was a good one right there. That was why we picked the Rockets to win yesterday, getting that 41st over Dallas. I'll put out a video for what I see for the Sunday games. Yeah, I'll put out a video for the Sunday games, but the one game that I like tomorrow is the Rockets getting that 41st win. Okay. Okay, hold on. All right, let's review NBA real quick. So the Nets have the better riddle for the Hawks. If they win, they get their 15th away win. Atlanta's 15, Hawks is 17, 15 and 17, perfect against the opponent. They'd stay on 33 losses on the 33rd parallel. The one thing for the Hawks was that they could get their 23rd win and Nets equals 23. And there was something else for the conference for the Nets. I believe they can get their 24th. Yeah, the Nets can get their 24th conference win on the 24-date numerology. So I do favor the Nets. The one scare is that Nets is 23 and the Hawks could get that 23rd win. But the Nets got the better riddle. Wizards, Timberwolves. I would shy away from this game. If Wizards win, they stay on 38 losses. Minnesota's 38. But again, Minnesota has all those 93 connections, which is the reflection of 39. And sometimes I think the reflections do matter. The date's March 9th. So I would stay away from this Wizards-Timberwolves game. Lakers-Celtics is very iffy. Again, Boston equals 31, Celtics 35. With the Lakers win, they're 31 and 35 in their 66th game. Lakers 66, LeBron 66, LeBron James 66. We pointed out that LeBron could get his 31st win in the regular season against the Celtics. The game's a span of 31 days from the last game. Celtics at the same time get the 41st win. LA's 41 and 13, 41 the 13th prime. Kyrie Irving, his 26th birthday was 351 days ago, the 26th triangular number. They can stay on 26 losses. Could it be a tribute to the Super Bowl, which had a lot to do with 41 and 26? I'm thinking that that's actually what it's going to be. And with the headline yesterday about LeBron's minutes being limited for the rest of the season, unless that was just like a trap for bettors the day before this game, which it could be. You know, the media is here to deceive you. But it really does feel like a shaming ritual for LeBron. And the Boston-LA thing, Boston's prevailed over LA this year. Boston wants to avenge that loss. It was also exactly 30 days ago, or a span of 31. So you can make an argument that the Lakers stay at 30 or get the 31st win. Could go either way. And then Hornets, they got the opportunity at the 24th conference win. And there's not a lot else that screams out about this game. Bucks equals 11. 31's the 11th prime. The Hornets could get their 31st win with an upset. It's the Bucks' 66th game. If you write out 50 as a word, it equals 66. There's just not a lot to go off of here. We should look a game ahead. Hornets face the Rockets next. Houston's 31. Houston's 31. They could theoretically go into Houston with 31 wins, or they could also upset the Rockets and get the 31st win. But I'm thinking the Rockets are going to finish strong. And I'm also wondering if maybe the Bucks slip up a little bit at the end of the season. Hornets really do have a chance at an upset here. They have a chance at an upset. I can't deny it. It's dangerous, but Hornets to cover. If the payout's a good one, it might be worth the risk. If the payout's a good one, so how I would make that decision. And Suns, they also have a little upset. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They have an upset riddle, 51 date numerology. They could stay there. Trailblazers, 53, the 16th prime. They could get that 16th win. But the Trailblazers can stay on 26 losses. Phoenix and Suns, both Sun to 26. They could also stay at 24 home wins, 24 date numerology. If the Trailblazers win, they sweep the Suns, sweep 68, 68th day of the year. So, again, if you're feeling gung-ho, maybe take the Suns to cover. There's a chance at an upset. But again, the other thing about the Suns, there was one other thing about the Suns. They could get their 33rd loss in the 33rd state. And the Blazers play in the Moda Center, and Moda's 33 as well. So there's more things on the board for the Suns to lose than for the Hornets to lose if you're just trying to take a risk on one game. I think the Hornets have the better shot of upsetting. Okay, NHL. Let's see here. All right, so here's our early game, which should be getting underway right now. I put out a video on this yesterday. Colorado Avalanche equals 69. If the Sabres lose, they stay at 69 points. The Avalanche could also stay at 27 losses. Buffalo 27. The problem is Avalanche equals 31 as well, and the Sabres could get the 31st win. So see what happens there. Blues Sharks. Blues Sharks. Let's see. There are 41 somewhere. Blues. St. Louis Blues is 78. That's how many points the Blues have right now. San Jose. Sharks. Oh, yeah. Sharks is 41. Their next win is their 41st. Let's see what it is between these teams. St. Louis Blues, 101st game, 26th prime number. The Sharks are at 41 wins coming in, and they're looking for their 41st win on the season. And the Blues have 57 all-time wins, regulation and overtime.
Division agents, you are our last.
Okay. So there's a narrative for 41 coming in with 41. San Jose Sharks is 42. They get their 42nd series win at home and their 41st of the season. Sure, I wasn't missing anything there. Five losses right now. St. Louis Blues 39. The game's on March 9th. Okay. There's not a crazy strong riddle here. There's not a crazy strong riddle. Let's keep looking ahead and see what else there is. Okay, so Senators. Here's an upset narrative. Senators could get that 24th win and stay at 39 losses on March 9th. 24-date numerology. Let's see what else is here. Bruins. Boston Bruins. Ottawa is 17. The Bruins narrative is staying at 17 losses against Ottawa. Ottawa. Let's see. $142nd game. Ottawa going for the 53rd win. Remember, if you do want to consider the day of the week, Saturday does have that 53 connection. The Bruins going for the 82nd win, 82nd all time. So, 82 total. Ottawa's also 82. Doesn't have to come today. I'm guessing the Senators would be a significant underdog, maybe even 2.5 points. Senators could definitely be worth a bet on the puck line because they have a shot at that 24th win on the 24 date. And the 53rd series win on Saturday, 53. So it's one other thing to consider. If they lost on Saturday in overtime, they'd go to 53 points, but they would still cover the puck line. So Senators could be worth an upset play here. Okay, Red Wings at 24 wins, playing one of the best teams in the league, so it's not going to be a great payout. But does Red Wings equal 108? Let me check that out. Oh, it doesn't. Thought they did. Detroit. All righty. Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's see. Tampa Bay is 25. Tampa Bay's 25. That's the one danger there. Red Wings could stay on 24 on the 24 date, or with an upset, they could get their 25th win over Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay 25. That would be a big payout. They got to be a major underdog. Let's see. So Red Wings are going for the 57th win. Tampa Bay going for the Tampa Bay's at 25 wins all time right now, going for their 26th. It's going to be the Red Wings' 68th game on the 68th day of the year. One more time. If only today wasn't 24-date numerology, I would feel better about that potential 25th win. Red Wings are probably 2.5-point underdog too. It could be worth the puck line. Could be worth it. The Tampa Bay 25, the potential narratives there. Let's real quick, let me look at both these games with potential upset. Just looking down the road here. Senators play Philadelphia next. Flyers. No. See the Bruins play. Penguins. Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins is 42. I know Penguins is 42. So if the Bruins got upset, their next game is against the Penguins, and they could theoretically get their 42nd win against them. So it's a little bit more reason to believe in that upset. Also, they could get the win today and go against the Penguins with 42 wins and maybe lose there. It's also possible. But again, Senators have a shot at that 24th win on the 24-date numerology. The Bruins could stay at 18 or 17 wins against Ottawa as well. And then the Senators were also going for that 53rd series win. Saturday has the 53 connection. All right, hold up. Red Wings schedule. Red Wings play the Florida Panthers and then the Canadiens. If the Red Wings could get a little win streak going, Canadiens just didn't give the Ducks the 34th, but we've seen the Canadiens in 34 be a strong connection. If the Red Wings could win 2 games, or I guess they don't even have to necessarily win. They could lose in overtime, but it's a possibility that the Canadiens could give them that 34. Okay. Okay. About Tampa Bay schedule. Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto. Leafs. Maple Leafs. I don't see the connection there. Play the Red Wings again. Yeah, there really are. There are opportunities here for the upset. Tampa Bay 25. I mean, I can't deny it. All right, Flyers, Islanders. Islanders at 39 wins, New York 39. We're on March 9th. Could they stay there? Flyers could get their 33rd win, New York's 33. So both teams' wins could be 33 and 39. New York 33-39. That would also give the Flyers 74 points. New York City is on the 74th meridian. So Flyers is also 85. The Islanders could stay on 85 points. So a lot of things are jumping out about that game with the Flyers win here. Flyers seemingly have some good numbers. Philadelphia Flyers. Philadelphia Flyers 93. March 9th. Flyers. Wait, that's not what I want. Islanders. All right, so the Flyers are going for their 139th win. The Islanders are going for their 105th. Doesn't really factor into today. Both teams, it's the 68th game. I'm just going to come out and say I like the Flyers in this one. The 33-39 thing, the 74th points, New York. 74th Meridian staying on 85 points. That's all making sense to me. I like the Flyers. All right, Devils, Rangers. Devils been trying to get that 26th win. Devils is 26. Rangers is 107, the 28th prime. They could even their record at 28 and 28. Oh, wasn't there something about this game? No, it wasn't this one. $246th game. The Devils have 101 wins. That's the 26th prime. The Rangers have 117 all time, going for the 118th. Rangers could get their 68th points on the 68th day of the year. New Jersey Devils. 69, one off. Devils. New York. I'm thinking I like the symbolism of the Rangers becoming 28 and 28 at home because they equal 107, the 28th prime. It's like how when Detroit became 31 and 31, Pistons was 31. And the 68th points on the 68th day of the year make a bit of sense to me too. So I got to favor the Rangers there. See who the Devils play next. Actually, hold up. Let me check one more thing. Yeah, okay. Devils. All right, I won't do it here. I'll do it here. They play Calgary next, the Flames. Can the Devils get a win against the Flames? They could stay on 34 losses against them. But the Rangers schedule. They play the Oilers next. Edmonton. Edmonton Oilers is 70. So if the Rangers won today, got their 68th points, and beat the Oilers, they could get their 70th points against them. It would set up the possibility for that. So I'm going to favor the Rangers there. And something about the Devils beating the Flames makes a little bit of sense to me too. Okay, Penguins, Blue Jackets. Penguins, Blue Jackets. I don't see any date numerology. Let's see about the series. "39th game on March 9th. How about that? And Penguins is 39 too. Penguins lead 26-12 all time. They've done very well. The fact that it's the 39th game makes me want to give the edge to the Penguins because they have the 39 Gematria. Penguins 39. Let's see here. Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets with an S. With the rule with S is 37. Penguins could get their 37th win over the Blue Jackets. The one thing is the Penguins could get their 23rd loss on the 9th. 23, the 9th prime. Hold on. Columbus Blue Jackets, 53, the 16th prime. Columbus. Let's run this. Games in Ohio. Let's see who they play. Penguins schedule. They play Boston tomorrow. So Boston has that strong 22 connection. Boston's 22. If they win, they stay. Well, okay, not. They could also lose in overtime. Penguins could also lose in overtime. You know what I would do? I bet you the Blue Jackets are a 1.5-point favorite. If you want to bet on this game, I'd take the puck line for the Penguins just in case they lost in overtime, because then you'd still win the bet. And then they would, because they would, even if they lost in overtime, they'd stay on 22 with the next game against Boston. Boston 22. Bruins is 83 as well. They could end up with 83 points against the Bruins. They could go into that game with 83, or if they lost today, they could theoretically end up with 83 against them. Let the Blue Jackets, who they play. Islanders next. Islanders is 38. So the Blue Jackets, if they didn't get the win today, they could very well get it over the Islanders next. Their next game is the Islanders 38. Then again, you have the chance that they go in with the 38 wins, but that would be a great team to get the 38th win against. Hold on, let me make... Well, okay, so imagine that. Imagine that the Blue Jackets lost. They'd go in against the New York Islanders with 77 points and a chance to get the 38th win. So I imagine the Penguins are a 1.5-point underdog being on the road at the Blue Jackets. If you can get that, I would take the Penguins with the puck line. If the Penguins lose this game, I think they'll be in great shape to win their next game because it's the Bruins, 83. So we got a little strategy there with the future games for those teams. Okay, Maple Leafs, Oilers. Edmonton Oilers. You know, Oilers in the most pure cipher is 33, but if you do the rule with S, it is 42. Toronto could get their 42nd win over the Oilers. So that's one thing. Toronto Leafs. Edmonton. If the Maple Leafs won today, they'd have 89 points. That's the 24th prime number. We have the 24 date numerology. Let's see. Leafs, Oilers. 102nd game. Maple Leafs going for the 51st win. Oilers going for the 44th. The only thing that's standing out to me about this game is just the fact that they can get the 42nd win over a fitting opponent. That's the only thing jumping out. Nothing else to write home about as far as I can see. Hurricanes have a chance to stay on 24 losses. Nashville at 39 wins. Nashville equals 39, March 9th. Let's see. Let's look at the series here. Nashville, 29th game. That's the 10th prime. Hurricanes going for the 14th win. Nashville going for the 15th. Tennessee equals Tennessee equals 47, the 15th prime. They could get the 15th series win in Tennessee. Carolina is 53, so is Hurricanes. Let's see. Hurricanes. It's the 102nd game, is that right? No, that was the last series we looked at. Nashville Predators, 83, the 23rd prime, 23, the 9th prime. There's a little reason to believe that they stay with these wins and points on this day, because the Hurricanes could stay at 24 losses on the 24 date numerology. It's just there's nothing that lines up for the win or the points, which would give a lot more confidence to the pick. So maybe just maybe better to just stay away from that game. The one thing for Nashville, again, is they can get the 15th win in Nashville. Tennessee 47, the 15th prime. So Nashville looks like they're a big favorite too. Hold on. Okay, Blackhawks Stars. Blackhawks equals 28. Blackhawks are at 28 wins. Stars could get their 28th loss. First thing that jumps out. Let's see. $280th game. Blackhawks going for 139. Dallas, their next loss is 111. It's the 158th day of the NHL season. Freemasonry equals 139 and 158. So I just wonder about that. Okay, so Chicago, they do have a riddle right on the surface, given the other team the 28th loss. Blackhawks is 28. I believe Dallas Stars is 27. We just saw that. So Dallas, they could stay at 27 losses, but the Blackhawks, a great team to give them number 28. Stars. Dallas. Chicago. Chicago. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Hold on. There we go. Chicago Blackhawks 65. They're at 65 points right now. Let's see who they play next. They play the Coyotes next, team that has the 33 connection. Phoenix Coyotes. Do they equal 69? Oh. If they won, they'd stay at, well, if they lost in overtime, they'd also stay at that 30. But Coyotes does equal 30. It's a good chance they have that 30 in the column when they face the Coyotes. And they could even their record at 30-30 against the Coyotes if they won this game. Dallas Stars, Buffalo Sabres next. So Buffalo, what is Buffalo 36 too? I know they're 27. Buffalo is 36. Okay, so Stars, if they won this game, they'd be 36-27, and they do play Buffalo next. If, say, the Stars lost in overtime, they would still have a 35 and a 27 here. Perhaps they could become 36-27 against Buffalo. If the Stars won today and beat Buffalo, they'd have 37 wins. It could potentially get their 38th against Minnesota. These teams have the historic relationship. Dallas Stars used to be in Minnesota. So I would say, based on what we're looking at, the Blackhawks have the better riddle, but there is a little narrative for the Stars too, so kind of tight. Kings Coyotes. 24 date numerology. Kings equals 24. Kings has the gematria of 30 as well, like Coyotes. I see the Kings could give the Coyotes their 30th loss. Oh, that's not what I want. What am I doing? Oh. Okay. 229th game, 50th prime. Kings going for the 91st win. Coyotes going for the 114th. Okay. Phoenix, the game is in the game's in Phoenix. Phoenix equals 91. They used to be the Phoenix Coyotes. That's why they're down here. Notice they're next to the P's because their name changed. So they could get the 91st win in Phoenix. The Arizona Coyotes though now. Arizona Coyotes. Los Angeles. Kings. Kings. Okay, so what's tricky about this game is the Kings do have a chance to stay on the 24 wins on the 24-day numerology, but it would be a great matchup to get the 30th loss in because Kings and Coyotes is 30. A lot of times when we see when the teams have the overlap, that's the number that ends up hitting. So Kings with the rule with S is also 33. So the Coyotes could be 33-30, and Kings is 33-30. Okay, Golden Knights, Canucks. Golden Knights Canucks. Nothing with the date. Nothing with the date. Vancouver Canucks, 8th game. And Vegas has done very well. 6 wins in regulation and 1 overtime loss, so 6-1. Okay. Vegas. Knights. Golden Knights. Canucks. Canucks, the rule with S is 27. Vegas could pick up their 27th loss. And then they would be 6-2. Golden Knights is 62. They'd be 6-2 against them. Canucks. Vancouver 40. I am not crazy about this game because despite Canucks equaling 27 with the S, here, let's look who they play first. The Rangers next. Rangers equals 28. No, it doesn't. 107, the 28th prime. They could stay on 28 wins. Hold on. Did I miss something with Vegas? Canucks play the Rangers and then the Devils. All right, the Golden Knights, who they play? Calgary and then Dallas. Flames. See anything that tips us? Dallas Stars. Vegas won this game and lost to Calgary. They'd be at 27 losses facing the Stars. Yeah, not a great read there. All right, so hold on. Let's go back over this. All right. Sharks Blues was not a great read. Senators have an opportunity to upset the Bruins. I'm sure they're at least a 2.5-point underdog. I really might take the puck line here because they can get that 24th win on the 24-date numerology. They can get the 53rd series win. Saturday equals 53. If they lost in overtime, they'd be at 53 points. You'd win on the puck line bet. And the Bruins, their next game was against Penguins, who equal 42. So I'm wondering if the Bruins could get their 42nd win against the Penguins. The other thing is they could go into that game with 42 and lose and stay there against the Penguins. Red Wings, another team with a chance to upset. Tampa Bay equals 25. The big upset would be the 25th win. Lightning are one of the best team in the NHL. Just look at the payout, man. Wow, both of them are incredible payouts. I'd see what the puck line pays on these games. I think one of these teams has a real chance. Probably both of them don't do it, but one has a very real shot. Puck lines might be the way to go for Red Wings and Senators. Flyers, I think, never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'll just point out this. New York equals 33 and 39. Islanders could be at 39 wins. Flyers could be at 33 wins. Flyers equals 85. Islanders could stay on 85 points. And what was the other thing? There was one other thing. Oh, yeah, New York's on the 74th meridian. Rangers equals 107, the 28th prime. If they win, they're 28 and 28, and they get their 68 points on the 68th day of the year. Penguins, Blue Jackets. What was it again? What was it again? What was it between these teams? It was something. It's the 39th game. Penguins equals 39. The game's on March 9th. Could that be an indicator? They've done very well against this team historically. They lead them 26-12. Blue Jackets has the gematria of 37. The Penguins could get the 37th win. Penguin schedule. They play the Bruins tomorrow. Boston equals 22. The Penguins, if they win or if they lose in overtime, will stay at 22. So I think I would take the puck line with the Penguins here. Very strong chance at a win. Worst case scenario, they probably lose by 1 goal in overtime or in the shootout. So I think a Penguins puck line bet is not a bad thought. The Maple Leafs Oilers game, the only thing that stands out is Oilers does have gematria 42. The Maple Leafs could get their 42nd win over the Oilers. Hurricanes Predators, Nashville equals 39. It's March 9th. Could they stay at 39 wins on this date? Not crazy about this game. If the Hurricanes won, they would stay at 24 losses on the 24-date numerology. If the Predators won, they'd get their 15th series win. Tennessee, where it is. Tennessee 47, the 15th prime. Blackhawks equals 28. If the Stars lose, they have 28 losses after losing to the Blackhawks. Not really anything else to go off of in that game. Blackhawks, we saw, could get the 139th series win on the 158th day of the NHL season. Freemasonry, 139 and 158. Kings, Coyotes. Both teams equal 30 in gematria. Coyotes could get the 30th loss. Kings would stay. If the Kings lost, they'd stay at 24 wins on a 24-date numerology. That's the concern there. Kings also equals 24. But so often when we see teams that have the overlap in name gematria and there's a number on the board that corresponds, that number hits. So Kings, Coyotes, 30. Real shot there at the 30th loss. And what was it about the Coyotes' upcoming game? The Chicago Blackhawks. Maybe it was the Kings' upcoming game. Oh. We need NHL. Ducks. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. But yeah, I guess it was just the 30 that really stood out about that game. And Arizona's quite a favorite. Arizona's quite a favorite. Maybe worth a bet here on the puck line. Golden Knights, Canucks. Both teams do have a connection to 27. You have to use the rule for S with the Canucks. Golden Knights could get their 27th loss. This will be the 8th game. The Golden Knights are 6-1 against the Canucks. There was something with the upcoming games here. Canucks play the Rangers next, and Rangers has that 28 connection. Rangers 107, the 28th prime. If the Canucks lost this game, they'd be 28-32. And if they lost to the Rangers, they'd be 28-33. Rangers 107, the 28th prime, New York 33. So yeah, I think I would shy away from this game because the 27 possibilities there. Hold on. Night schedule. Yeah, I would just shy away from that game. There's nothing great there. Okay. So let's go back again. NBA, let's review it. Nets, if they win, they're 15-7 away. Atlanta 15, Hawks 17. They would get the 24th conference win on the 24 date numerology. The Nets would. The only scare is Nets equals 23 in Gematria. The Hawks could get their 23rd win over the Nets. Nets have the better riddle. Hawks have one riddle. Sometimes it only takes one. More often, though, than not, the team with the better riddle does take it. Wizards, Timberwolves, to me, this is a stay away from game. Minnesota does equal 38. The Wizards could stay on 38 losses at Minnesota. But in light of it being March 9th and Minnesota Timberwolves and Minneapolis having a lot to do with 93, the reflection of 39, I just worry a little bit too much about that 39 there. So I would stay away from that one. Celtics, Lakers really could go either way. We spent a lot of time looking at this game. The thing that jumps out to me the most is Kyrie Irving, his 26th birthday was 351 days ago, the 26th triangular number. That was the big riddle in the Super Bowl with Boston and LA. Celtics equals 26. They could stay at 26 losses, get the 41st win. Super Bowl 41. It's been a year of Boston and LA. There was plenty of riddles on both sides. We looked at LeBron, Rondo, Kyrie, history. Could make an argument both ways. Boston equals 31. Celtics also 35. Lakers with the win would be 31-35. So to me, it's probably not worth it. Something tells me, though, the 41-26, in light of those being big numbers in the Boston-LA Super Bowl, something tells me we might very well see those numbers again today. Hornets-Bucks. Not a lot to go off of here, but the Hornets do seemingly have a real shot at an upset. The reason why is the conference record. Charlotte can get the 24th conference win on the 24 date. They could get their 31st season win. 31's the 11th prime. Bucks 11. If I was going to bet on this game, I'd probably take the Hornets points because it's such a big spread. The riddle for the Bucks is getting the 50th win in the 66th game. If you write out 50 as a word, it equals 66. Suns, Blazers, kind of a similar situation. We have 51 date numerology. Suns could stay on 51 losses. We have 24 date numerology. Trailblazers could stay on 24 wins. Trailblazers equals 53, the 16th prime. Suns could get their 4th win in a row and get to 16 wins. What's the square root of 16? 4. The conference standings. The Blazers with a win would become 21-21. The Suns with a loss would get their 33rd loss in the 33rd state in the Moda Center. Moda's 33. So there are potential upsets in both of these games. How ballsy are you is the question it comes down to. The riddle for the Blazers to win is that Phoenix and Suns both sum to 26. Phoenix is 26. Suns is 26. Trailblazers could easily stay on 26 losses. So it's actually not a very good day in the NBA. Everything's pretty dicey. The risks, depending on the payouts, could be worth it. But they're definitely nowhere near locks. They're not strong riddles. And then in college basketball, the morning games were good. Hopefully you guys took advantage of the morning games. Looks like Kansas is going to get that 23rd on the 9th, 23 the 9th prime. Not over till it's over, though. Purdue looking like they're going to get that 23 on the 9th. Georgetown, Marquette. This was a tough one. This was a tough one of the morning games. Again, Auburn had that shot at the upset. They got it done. Florida State looked good. Don't doubt Wofford. Seton Hall made Villanova 13-5. Villanova 135. Okay. Virginia, no reason to believe they're going to lose. What was it? Is it Cardinals? What is it? Yeah, Cardinals is 162. Virginia 16-2 with a win. Plus Virginia's 53, the 16th prime. UCF Temple. This game's tough. Again, it's the 23-9 thing, and it's about to start anyway. We covered it this morning. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? Hey, I was sending you a message there. You might want to go on leftwinglock.com. You see my comments. Look for the goalies. Look at their records. They hit a lot, and I'm noticing the Bruins goalie, if he loses, he can go to 23-9 against the Senators today.
Okay, so there's that prime number relationship. Yeah. Well, you're noticing they hit a lot. I just noticed that when I go with the goalies, I get burned a lot.
Okay.
So, but I mean, if it's working for you, please go with it. I just, every time I've done it and with the goalie direction, I've been wrong more often than not. So I've been liking the records more. But that is interesting that it feeds into the potential upset that we're talking about. So.
Yeah, and also, was it 2 nights ago? I think the Penguins beat the Blue Jackets, and the goalie, when Matt Murray came in with the perfect record. If he advances, he'll land on exactly the date numerology. I think it was 21-10, if I'm not mistaken. Okay,
so that means that the goalie could also get his 24th win today too, right? Because we have the 24 date numerology.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, that's true.
So yeah, but that 23-9, we see it a lot.
We do. Yeah, that was it. Thanks, Zach.
All right, appreciate it. Great observation.
All right, thanks, Bye.
All right, thanks. Okay, so this UCF Temple game is one of the tighter games today because we have the 24-date numerology, but we also have the 23-9 thing going. Temple could get that 23rd win, keep UCF at 23. The other thing was Temple has 2 connections to the number 13, so UCF could stay at 13. Temple could get its 13th win to close out their season. So that one's danger. Duke, North Carolina, also very dangerous. Duke's at 111 all-time wins. Again, that's been a very special number to them. Blue Devils 111, Durham, North Carolina 111, Zion Lateef Williamson 111. North Carolina Tar Heels equals 101. That's the 26th prime. Both teams could finish with 26 wins. Duke Blue Devils 53, the 16th prime. North Carolina can get the 16th win. If Duke upset, they both be 15-3, a bit like 153. The 17th triangular number, Zion equals 17, but he's not playing today. So if Duke loses, people are going to be down on them in the tournament, and I think they got a real good riddle to be in the championship game this year. Again, sweep equals 68. It's the 68th day of the year. North Carolina could sweep Duke. So it's another game. The star of Duke with Zion out is R.J. Barrett, and his name does equal 68. Like basketball, it's the 68th day of the year. His name also equals 112. If Duke wins, they get their 112th win in the series. It would have to be the R.J. Barrett show. So Kansas State, they can get the 24th win on the 24 date. Nothing looked too great for Oklahoma. Oklahoma does equal 31. 31's the 11th prime. The best case scenario for them is staying at 11 losses on the season. But then again, they could get their 11th conference loss. The game's in Kansas. Kansas equals 11. So Michigan State. We were able to call Michigan State beating Michigan last time. There was a good read there. This time, the numbers, the read's not as strong. Michigan State could stay on 24 wins on the 24 date. Spartans does equal 27. Michigan could get the 27th win. So Michigan might avenge their home loss. Date numerology, again, is never as strong, though, when the team is already sitting on the number. Vanderbilt has not won in the SEC this year. If they beat LSU, you'd have a three-way tie in the SEC at 15-3, but there's nothing to go off of to think that Vanderbilt will beat LSU other than the coach of LSU who just got busted by the FBI, supposedly. FBI does equal 17 now that I think about it. See, Vanderbilt's 0-17. But what's interesting is the coach of LSU, had he played, he would have got his 44th win against Vanderbilt with a win. And Vanderbilt's 44, and now he's not playing. So I don't know if there's some crazy riddle there, but I just stay away from that game. And San Diego State, Nevada, this is an interesting one because they're the Aztecs, San Diego State. Aztecs equals 20, Nevada equals 20. It would be a big upset to conclude their season. CBS has the gematria of 6 and 15. San Diego State could stay at 6 losses, or Nevada could pick up the 15th win. Nevada's also 47, the 15th prime. Another thing to consider, Nevada 47, the 15th prime. So it would make a lot of sense for them to finish with 15 wins, being Nevada and having a great season. San Diego State has done very well against Nevada, though, historically. San Diego State with these 13.5 points, it could be worth a shot. I'd see how much the payout is for them to cover, because there is a real chance at the 20th win. So it's college basketball. And I think we did everything. I think we reviewed them all. So possible upsets today, Senators and Red Wings. These are the biggest possible upsets and payouts. They're definitely not locks, but there's numbers on the board to believe. The Flyers game seemed to have the most favorable riddles. And Rangers have a decent narrative. Penguins have a decent upset narrative. I'd go with a puck line here. Maple Leafs, 42nd win. Oilers, 42. Hurricanes, Predators, not crazy about it. Blackhawks, 28. Could they give the Stars the 28th loss? Coyotes and Kings, 30. Could the Coyotes pick up the 30th loss against the Kings? Only thing is, though, that 24-date numerology, could the Kings stay on 24 wins? Kings are a puck line bet, I would say. And Golden Knights, Canucks, not so good. So tonight, I will put out a video for the Sunday games. And Monday we'll be back at the same regular time. Oh, Rob Jennings says UCF Michael Jordan's son went to, which I did not know. I did not know that. So he's saying, does that mean they stay at 23 wins with Jordan there? Do they stay at 23 wins? Let me see. Let's go back and look at it one more time. Well, that 23 was on the board. So, again, the scare, though, is just that they can get the 24th win on the 24-date numerology. That's been very good in college basketball. So, where's Temple at, actually? Are they in Philadelphia? Let me see something. Temple school location. No, Temple University. They are a Philadelphia school. Oh, okay. I'm glad that came to my mind, because look what happens if Temple wins. Both teams are 13-5. 13-5, 135, that big number in Philly. That's that big number in Philly, 135. Established on a date with 135 numerology. We just saw Bryce Harper. He's the latest Philadelphia Riddle. He just went there 135 days after his birthday. So Temple's got a real shot. Shit, I wish I would have put that in the game starting right now. But Villanova is 135, and they fell to 13-5 today. And they're not in Philadelphia, but they're outside of Philadelphia. Villanova is also 135. So, man, I should have thought of that earlier about Temple being there. All right, you guys, we'll leave it there. We'll be back. Oh, I noticed NHL skipped a season. Does that make it the 101st NHL title? I'll check on that, Rob Jennings. I'll check on that one. I'll get back with that answer. I'll even put it in the video I put out tonight. So good luck, everybody. Saturday. Not always the best day, but be back tonight, and then Monday through Saturday, regular time. Till next time, True Seeker.